Hey there, have you ever had that conversation where someone says to you, oh, just accept your sexuality or your gender identity. It's totally fine. What are you worrying about? Just come out and love yourself, baby. Now, of course, most people who say this kind of thing are very well-meaning, but it can be really difficult because we want to be able to accept our sexuality or our gender. We don't want to be closed off and not open to people. But the problem is that for a lot of people, it can just feel a little bit difficult to know how to do that in practice. Like, how do we accept ourselves? How do we love our sexuality? Like, how do you do that, right? Well, today I'm really excited because I'm going to share with you a real solid technique which you can start using today, which will help you to start actually accepting and loving your sexuality or your gender identity. My name is Mark and I'm a specialist sexuality coach. I coach hundreds of people to just help everybody find that place of confidence in themselves, whatever your definition, whatever your label may be. This is not defining the place where we talk about those ins and outs of sexuality, love, sex, relationships, gender, self-confidence, mental health, and so much more, so that you can find your best self however you define. So the first thing that I want to ask you to do, if you want to really start accepting and loving your sexuality or your gender, is just to take note of what not to do. Okay, what not to do is to berate yourself. Right? So often we're hard on ourselves because we can't seem to accept ourselves internally. It can be really, really frustrating. A lot of us, and I get people coming to me all the time, 9 times out of 10, people will say, I'm not homophobic. I'm not queerphobic. I don't have a problem with it. I'm very supportive of the LGBT community. I really want to be okay with my identity. I want to be part of that community. People get really frustrated at themselves because in theory, they're okay with it. But there's just something deep inside, almost on a subconscious level, that they can't get past. If you are in that situation, it is okay. It is natural. It is normal. So please do not berate yourself. It's only going to make it worse. There are so many reasons why many of us struggle. Homophobia, queerphobia is ingrained in many of us from an early age. There are a lot of fears and anxieties that can go along with it. So please love yourself and accept yourself for where you are. Okay? That's the first step to loving yourself and accepting yourself in general. Okay? To forgive yourself. That's the first thing. The second step, and by the way, if you would like help with this, then you can come and get coaching from me one-on-one. The links are below. I would love to see you. Or you can join our Patreon site where you can get mentoring from me. You can ask me questions and you can join group sessions and much more. It's patreon.com/notdefining. I would love to see you. The second step to this is to think about the fear. Okay, so when you think about your sexuality or gender, whatever it might be that you're trying to accept, think about what you're afraid of. Okay, I am afraid of my sexuality because X, or I am afraid of X. Okay, just spend a moment reflecting on what that fear is. It doesn't have to be rational. It doesn't have to be a sensible fear. It's probably quite an irrational fear or something like that, or who knows, but just focus on the fear. Then what I want you to do is to follow that fear along to its worst case scenario. Okay, so for example, I used to fear my sexuality because I thought that I was going to be this undesirable person, this pathetic, weak person. And if that happened, I thought that I would have no friends, my family would reject me, and I thought that I would die lonely. I would never have someone to love me, no one would respect me. And so just follow along that line until you get to the worst case scenario. Okay, you might want to journal it down, or whatever. So then once you've done that, what I would invite you to do is to just make a mental image of that person that you fear, okay? Imagine that all your fears came true. Imagine what you would be like. Okay, just think in your mind's eye of that version of you, that image of you that you fear being. Okay? And if you're artistic, if you like drawing, it's a really good idea to draw it. Again, you might want to journal it down. Just describe what that person is like. Yeah, are they horrid? Are they disgusting? Are they undesirable? Are they weak? Are they whatever they might be? Yeah, and do your worst. Okay, it's really important. And then once you have an image of this worst feared version of you, what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that that person was here in the room with you. So just imagine that you're standing there, and that person is standing in front of you. Okay, take them in. What are they wearing? What do they look like? Anything you can do to try to create a separate identity for this feared version of yourself. Okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to just sense how you feel about that person. Yeah, imagine they were standing in the room with you. How would you feel towards them? Just take that in, reflect on that for a moment. And then the next thing I want you to do is to sense how they feel about you. Yeah, when you're projecting all of this negativity onto them, when you're fearing them, resisting them, or whatever it might be, how did they respond? How did they feel towards you? Yeah? What we're doing here is we're actually separating out a part of your subconscious. And it's really, really important because in our conscious minds, we can't normally access these parts of our subconscious. And so separating them out is actually the way to heal them. And what you'll often find is that there's a part of you which you have a resistant relationship with. Yeah. And that's important because that's actually going on inside your subconscious, and it is fueling, all of this self-hate or this non-acceptance that you're feeling. Yeah, and it's actually having an impact on your life. So we need to go down and we need to rebuild that connection, that relationship. Okay. So once you've kind of just reflected on what that relationship is, what I want you to do then is I want you to try, okay, and it may be difficult, but I want you to try to project love towards that version of you. Imagine they were in the room. Say something kind. Say something nice. You might even just want to be present with them. Yeah, you might want to ask them a question. Ask them how they are. See what they say. You'll normally be able to get something from them. Yeah, you might want to give them a hug or just put a hand on their shoulder. Just let them know that it's okay. You might want to apologize. I want to say, listen, I'm really, really sorry that I've been so mean to you for so long. Yeah? Whatever you can do to project compassion towards that person that you see before you will be beneficial, and see how they react. Sense how that part of you is going to react. The chances are that they will soften and they will start to feel more comfortable. Okay? Repeat this every single day. It might be when you wake up in the morning, it might be when you go to bed, it might be at some point in the day. It takes 1 minute. 1 minute out of your day to heal yourself. Okay, and this is backed up by all the psychological research. This is a very, very, very well researched technique. Imagine that worst version of yourself, that one that you hate, that one that you're running away from, that one that's scary. Check in with them. Imagine that they're another person. And then project love to them. Speak kindly to them. Give them a hug. Let them know that it's okay. Say that you're sorry for being mean and that you're now with them. And as you go every day, you will start to build a relationship stronger and stronger and stronger with that part of yourself. And that part of yourself will become more trusting of you. It will become more comfortable, and it will start to integrate gradually into the whole. So do this every day for 2 weeks. Come back and comment. Let me know if you feel better. If you don't, I want to know. I'll give you some other technique. But I hope that this is helpful. Please let me know if it speaks to you. Let me know if you've struggled with this yourself. I would really, really love to know. Come and subscribe if you like our content, because we have so much more coming out. And thank you so much for listening. I will see you again very, very soon. If you would like more content on self-confidence and how to build yourself up in love and acceptance, then check out these videos. I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.